Sorry about the delay, folks. You're watching the Hutchinson County Podcast, your source for local conversations that matter. Today, we're talking with political candidates about the issues, priorities, and leadership shaping Hutchinson County. Our goal is simple: fair questions, equal access, and to inform voters. Kim Perez, thank you for joining us and tell us where we are today.
Hello, thank you for having me today. We are actually at Special Effects Salon in the kitchen, and thank you for allowing me to do this with you today.
Thank you. Yes, I put it out there. I don't have a studio, and it's a big ask to, can I come to your house and do the podcast? I enjoy this, people finding ways to find a location to have these podcasts. I thank the businesses and people that make it happen. Greatly appreciated. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start with your background. Briefly introduce yourself and your background.
Yes, sir, my name is Kim Perez, and I have lived in this community for 31 years. But prior to that, I grew up in Plainview, Texas. My dad owned a ladies' shoe store, and I was one of his first employees, about 11 or 12. And so, therefore, I've learned to serve. Back in the day, you would actually fit the shoes on, try them, and take them off and on the people. And so, I've been in that position to serve for many, many years. And Hutchinson County's been my home for 31 now, almost 31 years.
Very good. We'll go to the next one.
Okay.
What motivated you to run for justice of the peace?
Well, a little over a year ago, Judge Ford and we had a conversation just about her role as a judge. And I just have had it kind of spurning in the back of my heart and my mind. And whenever I found out she was going to run for county judge, I filed. I felt like I needed to just step in and serve in another capacity is what I felt like.
Okay, the roles and responsibilities, that's actually my question.
Okay.
What are the key duties of a justice of the peace?
Okay, well, I did write down notes because I want to make sure that I get this right. And I will be uploading a sheet of paper. It's the Justice of the Peace legal topics that I will be putting on my website. But the key duties of magistration are to set bonds, evictions, small claims up to $20,000, inquest, which are death investigations, Class C criminal, criminal court, occupational licenses, even juvenile magistration, and that's reading them their rights and explaining to them these things. But like I said, there is a whole list of things that a Justice of the Peace does.
I think we kind of answered that, but we'll go ahead and ask it.
Yeah.
What role does fairness play and impartiality play in this office?
Well, I do believe these are foundational qualities that is in this role. Every decision is to be made by the laws to remain neutral, to treat everyone equally, fairly, ensuring every voice is going to be heard in this situation, in every situation, in every case. Judge on facts. It's not favoritism, your opinion, or being biased. Being to be accountable, transparent, and respect for one's rights. They are the cornerstone, I believe, for the justice of the peace.
All right, the next subject will be court operations. How will you ensure respectful and fair treatment in your court?
Okay. I believe that you do that with integrity, balance. You listen to every side carefully. Like I said, you have respect for all people. Clearly communicate with the people in layman's terms what is going on, how this happens. I just believe in the consistency and fairness of the law being applied. I believe even having a calm, orderly courtroom is a must for all parties to just be heard and to feel safe in there. I do believe in, the compassion part of it. I do have a commitment to ethics. You got to follow the judicial ethics, strictly holding yourself accountable and high standards. And the heart of this role of a JP is to be firm, fair, humane, and everyone deserves to be treated with respect in this process. So that is that's my thoughts.
Now, here's a question a lot of people would be interested in
Mm-hmm.
on how do you balance the law with compassion?
That's a good one.
That's
Because
kind of a gray area, possibly, you
it
know.
is. You know, I feel like many things are black and white, but I do believe that there are gray areas for things. I believe it means just honoring justice and humanity and not choosing one over the other. You know, compassion doesn't weaken the law. Actually, it strengthens because justice is more effective when it's firm and it's also humane. Micah 6:8, I wrote this down: to walk justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly. Because when law and compassion work together, the outcomes are not only lawful, but fair, respectful, and they're life affirming.
Okay, yeah, just kind of getting you out of the shot and picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
you're
good.
just
Sorry
right.
about
No,
that.
you're right. All right, now you got some notes and everything.
I like to write my
It actually
notes
not
because-
showing up paper, showing up purple blurry. It looks like a cloud's kind of coming up under the
Okay.
picture. That's all.
Okay.
It's
No,
all
you're
good.
good.
You're doing great, Kim,
You're
on this.
good. Thanks.
Okay, got that one. Okay, let's go for the experience.
Okay.
What experience prepares you for impartial decision making?
Well, I believe life experience. I've had a lot of life under my belt, shall I say. I've been a beautician for 40 years. Um, I've I've listened to my clients. We have relationships. I cry with them. I laugh with them. We rejoice. I've been through with my clients. I walk through births and deaths and marriage, divorce, tragedies. I've led in leadership in different places, ministry, church. I am now currently on the city council. That's been quite an honor because I've had the opportunity to be able to go to two legislative sessions where they're putting bills into place that affect our cities and counties, actually. And some of them are very detrimental and can really, they can really mess up some lives. And so it's been an honor to be able to do that, making decisions, yes, for the city. Just being in that place of, you know, being a parent. You have to make decisions as a parent, owning a business. I just feel like I have a lot of life experience in this.
Yeah, I'm taking notes here on the city council, so I know who to complain to on everything. No, just
That's
you know some of the
okay.
city. I didn't know you were on the city council.
Yes, sir.
I don't follow that. I mean, I do follow it, but I don't kind of thing.
Well, I've enjoyed being on there. I do have people clients that come in here and they'll ask a question or they've tried to get something done, and I try to be that voice. I try to be the voice for the people, and I've called and taken care of things if they the city manager and all of them have been very helpful to help accommodate the citizens. So yeah, it's been an honor and a blessing. Like I said, I'm not a stranger to legislation. Um, it's just been very interesting to learn these.
Well, this kind of rolls into our next question. How do you handle high emotion situations? That kind of connection.
Fun. Yeah. People that come in my chair, I have learned that when people come in, life's hard, and when they come in, many a times I'm having to really assess what emotions going on. I mean, they're broken. Sometimes they're crying. Sometimes they're angry, and I've really learned to just be quiet and listen. Just listen to what they're saying, because people want to be heard and they need to be heard. And then as I'm listening, I feel like I can just stop and go, okay, this is what I'm hearing, and try to get to that point. Sometimes if something's very escalated, it's like, okay, let's just take about a 10-minute break. Let's walk away. Let's come back. Let's try to find a solution. So I feel like that I can do that pretty well. I've had to learn that over the years, but yeah.
All right, our next subject, community and ethics. How will you keep the court accessible to the public?
Well, I really would love to just have an open door policy. I want it to be welcoming to every person, whether they're elderly, non-English speaking, handicapped, whatever. I want that to be accessible to them. I want it to be a warm place for them to come to. I want to stay approachable, for them to feel like that they can come to me with anything, and let's find a fair way to begin to work through any processes that need to be worked through.
Okay, and the second question on that subject, how do you define judicial ethics and accountability?
All right. Oh, okay. So judicial ethics. They're actually a guide to how a judge should behave and act and conduct themselves. And I do believe that judicial accountability will ensure how, to keep that person in the boundaries, I guess is what I'm trying to say, for their behavior. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I feel that those two things, they have to be there.
Okay, and the next subject is vision. What are your priorities in your first year if elected?
Wow. There's a lot to learn in that place. I'm telling you. Of course, to stay grounded in who I am, like I said, in fairness, accountability, these types of things. To uphold fairness and impartial justice, but really to learn more about court procedures. I want to get the magistration JP court jurisdiction down. Timelines, responsibilities, learning to get all of that done, seek mentorship, forge relationships with those that are also in the county.
Okay, what improvements would you like to bring to this office?
To be honest, I have no idea. I'm not sure what is.
It's one of them
Is, you know-
situations you don't have the job and
Yeah.
you won't know the job until you have the job on how you would improve it.
Exactly.
You just feel like want to do your community service type thing and run for this office. That's a lot of people. That is kind of a trick question.
Yeah.
That how would you improve it? What would you do different when you've never had the job? But that's kind of a tricky question. It is for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been there yet, so honestly, I don't know.
All right. In closing, why should voters trust you with this responsibility?
Well, I do believe that serving as a JP, it's not about power. It's definitely about service, and it is about being in a place of being able to help families in their everyday lives. Like I said, this role, it impacts everyone on every level, actually generationally. And I know that, I get that. And I'm here to serve. I'm dependable. And I will be there to get the job done. I am not afraid of hard work. So,
Anything else the voters need to know about Kim Perez?
well, I don't know. I genuinely love people, and I'm genuinely here to serve. And so, if elected, that's what I want to do. I just want to serve. So, if I can just help one person in their life, that's
Okay, just group it all together. Final thoughts
okay.
on why you want this position, or just anything else you think the voters need to know.
I would love this position because it's basically similar to the relationships and the things that I do on the daily. But I don't know. I think I just am excited to learn new things. Like I said, I've been learning about things through the city, through the legislation and stuff like that. And it's very, very interesting. So it all kind of flows together, if that makes any sense.
Okay, and when you actually referenced this earlier, you talked about putting something on your
Yes.
social media. Go over all the ways people can contact Kim Perez.
Well, I actually have a Facebook page. It is Vote Kim Perez for Hutchinson County Justice of the Peace. That is on there. I think that's just about it, besides just getting me personally on my own Facebook. Like I said, I have my salon, special effects. You can call up here anytime. I've got the city, so just whatever it is however they can get to me.
Okay, and just people, you have questions for Mrs. Perez, feel free to shoot her a message on her social media platforms. That's what it's all about. And be polite and nice about your questions. I know sometimes these get out of control and everything. Just be respectful when you do that, when you reach out to Kim or any other candidates that are putting herself out there running for these positions.
Yes.
It's quite a deal and get put under a microscope. So just be fair with your questions if you have concerning stuff in the community. Well, Kim, thank you for doing the podcast here today. I wish you good luck moving forward and hope it works out for you. I will have your opponent tomorrow afternoon on her part. She's actually from Stinnett, and I don't know. I don't know the girl. I grew up in Stinnett, though. Don't know, actually, the only candidates I actually know were running for county commissioner. I think everybody knows those two guys.
Yes.
That's gonna be the competitive race for sure. All of them are competitive, but that, and you know how us guys get on stuff sometimes. We get pretty competitive on everything. So, well, Kim, thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody for watching the Hutchinson County podcast. Our goal is to provide fair, balanced conversations and equal access to candidates across the ballot, helping inform voters here in Hutchinson County. Well, Kim, again, appreciate you letting me come out today and do this with you and kind of see who Kim Perez is. So, well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. For Kim and myself, we are out of here.